Prepared for my return to Hackney, I shut out a snippet of conversation overheard in the lobby of the Holiday Inn as we waited for the minibus shuttle to the airport. Flights cancelled. A German collected from another hotel confirmed the worst. A volcano in Iceland had erupted, throwing up a dust cloud and leaving the travel industry in a state of confusion and panic. They didn't know how to spin this one, and they reacted by doing nothing, closing down airports, falling backs on the reflex stratagem of a clapped-out nude Labour regime. No comment. The upbeat mode responding to the latest disaster from the Olympic Park was to rattle off statistics like a concrete poem. The statistics for Icelandic volcanoes were not encouraging. 3 months, said one of the check-in uniforms. 3 years, said another. The last time this happened, volcanic activity went on for 3 years. In a few days, a week at the most, financial imperatives would begin to bite, and the fuel-guzzling, dirt-farting tubes would be back in the air come dust cloud, firestorm, or terrorist outrage. The final word is always profit. The airline on which we were booked for our return to Heathrow had nothing to offer. There was no news, there was no compensation, there were no beds. A weary shrug. A booking can be made for next week, but it won't be honoured. Acting promptly, we get a smaller room right next to the lift, back in the Holiday Inn, at a much higher rate. There are 5 rooms left, take it or leave it. Next move the street. Eyes peeled for a Cormac McCarthy trolley. The lobby was heaving and smelled strange, with a sickly sweet blend of coconut oil, patchouli and burnt popcorn. My way to the hotel basement where they kept the internet connection was barred by a bearded woman with flawless skin. She was wearing a cut-off black t-shirt, and her powerful arms and shoulders evidenced a strenuous iron-pumping regime. "I'm sorry, sir, no access without accreditation." She pointed to the board on which the day's events were outlined. Plenary session on cross-gender migration, demonstration of knots useful in bondage, whips you can trust, one-on-one massage seminars, and a keynote costume orgy. There had been a shift in delegates since we took the morning bus. The Christian fundamentalists with the label badges and threatening smiles had moved out, and a regiment of amiable, hardcore lesbians had captured the castle, making every trip in the lift, every weaving passage to the lobby, a theatrical performance. Anna expressed her admiration for a pair of more flamboyant boots on display, and a 7-foot jarhead responded with a flush of pride and a conspiratorial wink. Paramilitary kit stripped from some whimpering Bruce Willis was much in evidence. There were leather cowgirls, cyber slaves, barbarellas in see-through plastic sheaths, and the lobby before the evening festivities blossomed into the surrounding streets was a wedding scene from a Genet brothel. There were kidney-crushing corsets, there were eye-popping cleavage and stilt heels. There were Hell's Angels in studs in impossible places. Streams of travestied and actual aircrew intermingled. Grounded pilots and lights and tight-skirted hostesses dragged wheeled luggage alongside gash-mouthed Idaho librarians in fleecy Balladian flight jackets. As the days rolled by, the hormonal reek of peanut butter bodies and their pleasure seminars cooked up into a microclimate that oozed out into the cafes and bars on Polk Street, dives where traders were grateful to accept the custom of well-behaved tourists. Every ascent to our room was an adventure. We made polite conversation with one of the course leaders, a ponytailed black academic in midnight cowboy gear, carrying a supersized ebony dildo with the delicacy of a connoisseur coming home from an auction house with a bargain Giacometti. "You can't write about this," Anna threatened. "They will never believe it, and I'm not sure that I do, because it's not happening." I gave up my morning swims in the rooftop pool when the towels disappeared and the surface of the water was covered with an oily film in which you could make out the footprints of the previous night's party. Rags of costumes, the shed skins of moonlight superheroes, were draped over white plastic loungers. I scanned the rooftops for the sniper from Dirty Harry. The washing machines in the laundry room had a horrible death rattle. Once started, you couldn't turn it off. The only solution was to keep walking. Every day, a different direction. Every night, the hotel shuddered. Thank you.